Alright guys, today we're creating a turkey. It's a nice 3D turkey that you can either sit down or you can pin to a wall. Alright, so these are all the supplies we're going to need. We're definitely going to need both the glue, or the regular glue, and the stick glue. The stick glue is what you could do the entire project out of. However, there's certain parts where it's going to be a little bit easier to use the white glue, but only a couple parts. So if you only have the stick glue, that's okay. I'm going to need some scissors. We are going to need some strips. My strips are 9 inches long. They are 2 inches wide, and I've got red, orange, and yellow. If you want to, you can actually make these 12 inches wide, and they might go, or they might do a little bit better. My tail ends up being a little small. I have a 4-inch by 4-inch piece of brown paper here. This is going to be my turkey. I folded it in half, so it's 2 inches by 4 inches. And for this one, I'm gonna print, or I'm gonna have a template on Google for you guys, and you'll be able to access it. I just made this guy. I had a little box of this great mac and cheese. It just makes it a little easier to do multiple of these, so I can trace them out for multiple students. But you can use one of those templates if you're going to be doing this in a school setting. Otherwise, you could probably just print it out with this on your paper. I have got a small little 1-inch by 2-inch square. You don't need this piece, but this piece definitely helps for stabilizing this if you want the turkey to sit flat. I have a 1-inch by 1-inch square. This is going to be what we're going to use for the beak. And then I've got 1/2 inch by about 4-inch pieces for the legs. And all that we're going to do is we're going to accordion those. Again, this part isn't necessary, just like this one, but if you have them, it makes it look a little cooler. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Very first thing that I want to do is I want to go ahead and push some of my supplies to the side, and I want to cut this out. So I'm just going to take my scissors, and again, I have this so that when you open it up, the flat side over here is going to be on the side that we fold. All right, there we go. So like I said, you can kind of see this almost horseshoe shape. This is perfect. So one of the things I did was you can either use a pair of scissors or you can use a razor like this if you have a parent around. So what we are going to do is, once we have it folded like this, there's this little notch at the bottom. I want to basically create a fold so that that is just like that. I'm gonna fold right here. So there ends up being this little notch right here. Now I'm going to take my razor, and in between there, I'm just gonna slice a little bit so that I can make this, and it'll be a little T. That's how this guy is gonna stand. So this would be a good time if I wanted to. I could go ahead and put my little bottom on here, and you'll see what I mean in just a second here. All right, so first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take and open this up, and I'm gonna grab my glue. I'm only going to glue one side down, but I wanna stop before this part. There we go. And then I'm gonna close this up. Now I'm going to take my square like this, and I'm going to go from corner to corner, and I'm going to try to make a big triangle. There we go. So I've got a big triangle. You can see that mine wasn't quite square, so I have a little bit extra right here, but it's a big triangle now. And one of the tricks I'm going to do is I'm actually going to snip this off. It's just so I can get it closer to the face. So this will be his beak. I'm just going to snip off just that corner there. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this up so it kind of looks like a little bit of a Superman symbol, little bit. And I'm going to go ahead, I want to make sure I get it on this side and this side. So I'm going to make a little glue. And I'm going to put it on his face, just like that. We've got a beak. So next thing I want to do is I want to put his little stopper on the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead, and I've just got both sides, this side and this side. I only want glue there. I'm going to just place it down like this. So now he can actually sit just like this. And he leans this way, which is exactly what we want. But he's just like this. Got this, it's right in the middle. Best we can. So we're gonna go ahead and put him to the side. All right, so now we have these colors. So I have my 3 colors. I have yellow, orange, and red. You don't have to do it in this particular order. You could mix it up in any order that you want, but I'm gonna show you the easiest way to do this because I've done this a couple times now. So we want to accordion style these. So I'm gonna go ahead and make a small fold just like this. So it doesn't have to be very long. It can be as big or small as you want. We're gonna try to keep all these guys straight and all together at the same time. I'm gonna flip it over just that way, and I'm gonna fold it again, pointing this way. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip this over again, and I'm just trying to make an accordion. So I'm gonna fold this part, and it is folding this way. Press down, and then I'm gonna go ahead and rotate this again, just so we're on the backside. And if I have a little bit where it's starting to creep off on me, I'm just gonna hold those down as I make my next fold. All right, so now I've got my accordion. It looks like this. The reason we folded all those together is because if you look, now all of my pieces are folded exactly the same, and they fit nicely on top of each other. They kind of nest inside of each other. So this is where we definitely want our regular glue, this glue, and this is gonna help us out. Now, when I first did this, I only did a little track here, and I only overlapped them a small amount, but I'm gonna actually recommend that you actually fill this up a little bit more than that. And you wanna remember that these guys need to nest as well as they can, so try to get this as straight as possible. And see how it's kind of curving on me at the end there? I need to be very careful about that. So I want to make sure that all of those guys are going to nest really nicely. So I'm going to go like this, and see how much I have overlapped? That's a good amount for overlapping. And if I need to, I can come back and do just a dot here and just a dot over here. Those are the two really important areas that I get. So those are the areas I want to make sure get glued. There we go. And I'm gonna go ahead and place this down. And again, I want this to be as straight as possible. So I'm looking to see that there's the same amount of room here as here, and that it's the same here. So right now I have a lot over here and just a little bit over here. So I need to go ahead and adjust these as best as I can. There we go. All right, so now that all of these are set, I'm gonna come back over to my little guy right here, and I'm gonna actually start on his legs. So we have our two pieces here. You don't have to put these guys on top of each other, but it might save you a little bit of time. And we're just gonna accordion these. Now these ones don't have to be as particular as these guys. I've got those all set up. And I've got his legs. So for his legs, I can probably just use this glue. And I'm just gonna take this piece, and this is a little trick. So if I just need a little piece rather than gluing the whole part down here, I'm just gonna take my piece and I'm gonna put my finger right on top, and I'm just gonna hold it down as I pull it away. So I've got just a little bit of glue, and I'm gonna put it as close to the body as possible, and I'm gonna angle it out just a little bit. So it's angling outwards just a little bit. And I'm gonna do the same thing for the other leg. I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna press my finger on it just a little bit as I pull it away. So my finger is moving with the glue, just a little bit. And then I'm gonna come over here, and again, I'm gonna angle him out so his feet look like they're making a small V. All right, so I now have 2 feet for my lovely little turkey here. Now, this should be pretty dry. I think we did a pretty good job. If not, I can grab some more glue and we can make another little couple drops and we should be okay. But I'm gonna go ahead and fold up my accordion again. This should be much easier this time. All right, now here is the fun part. So I'm gonna use this side because I want more yellow than anything else. So I'm gonna squeeze down here, just like this, and I'm gonna fan the top a little bit. So all that I'm doing is I'm kind of taking my mountains here in the middle and I'm pressing on them just a little bit so they flatten out a little bit more. And I'm still holding this part. I'm trying to pinch it as well as I can. Okay, so I'm gonna put this over to the side. It's gonna come undone a little bit. And now I am going to grab this guy, and I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit of glue here on this side, the flat side. I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna put a little bit of glue on the flat side. And then I'm gonna look for about the middle of my little arch here. So I'm gonna go ahead and pinch this like this. And then again, I'm gonna try to find about the middle. I think it's about this one. And now I'm gonna try to pinch it while my turkey is in it. There we go. He can sit on his own with his giant feathers, But this bottom part, if you don't like how it's working, if you feel like it's spreading out a little too much, we could do a little trick. So we can glue with our white glue every one, sorry, on this side. So we're just gonna put a little drop, just like this, and we're gonna go in between each one of these at the bottom, and then we're gonna squeeze it all together. All right, here we go, guys. So we should be all done now. You can see that this is definitely a 3D model. You can see it from multiple angles, and it works really great from any angle. So we end up putting these up in the classroom, and we will put a tack in the middle of his little tails here. You can sit him down on the table and he will work just like that. So it's multi-purpose. If you want to put him as a table decoration, you can, or if you just want to put him in the classroom, you can. If you guys want to and it feels like it's still spreading out too much, you can go ahead and glue in on this side as well and just do little dots and hold it together, and it should do just fine. But these are nice little turkeys to have around for Thanksgiving. Alright, hopefully you guys like this little project. I like his little dangly feet. That's probably one of my favorite parts about this.